Today, I just wanted to speak about my connections with one particular stone or crystal that I've had for a few years now, which has helped and has changed my life over this past couple of years. I'll see you shortly. So, welcome back. My name is Matt. I'm from Karnak Holistics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So, today I want to speak about a particular stone which I've been working with, especially recently, but I found probably about 2 to 3 years ago, and what kind of magical experience it caused me and how it helped me when I was away. So, the stone is this, which is the pink agate stone. It should be about here. I'll put it up in a minute. So this stone is so strong. It's used for the heart chakra, and it's about purifying the blood and your heart and all the energies that come from your heart chakra or your heart energy center. And that energy center, as you know, is more powerful than the brain. So when you are working with your heart chakra, which I do all the time, I felt this stone called to me. And I can't remember 110% where it came into my path. Yes, I do. I was at a event in Teddington, I believe, and this stone was on a stall, and I saw it, and I just knew I wanted it. It just spoke to me. Even the lady behind the stall, when I was looking at a different stall, she was looking at me, looking at this stone, and then she said to me, she looked at this up and said, "What do you think about this?" And I goes, "I really like that, and I just like the color and the energy that came from it." And because what I wanted to do was put it on top of my walking stick myself, so it sits like this. But I haven't come across that yet. I haven't done that yet. I'll just keep it with me as a healing stone. And when I do Reiki, sometimes if I want to cleanse, especially if I've got to cleanse negative or emotional energies there. So what was really powerful for this, and what I wanted to try and point out and say why I wanted to do a video about this today and why it was so important for me. Well, I was in Glastonbury probably 2 years ago, and I was with my half Candy, and we was doing the old touristy bit, and we went there to go and look at spiritual shops and spiritual energies. I went to get some more, what do you call it, some more supplies, and because I was doing a lot of work around doing my shamanic work. So I brought this with me because I just had a feeling I should bring it with me. And when I brought it with me, we went round and we done the shops. I bought my various bits and pieces I needed to get. Then we went into Glastonbury Abbey. I'd done a tour first, then went to Glastonbury Abbey. And in Glastonbury Abbey, we walked around, we saw the different places and the different energies, and I was in a bit of meditation there and feeling the energies in the room, on the site. So when I got to the high altar, I had this stone in my pocket, but I just put my hand in my pocket and I felt this stone. Anyway, long story short, I put this stone on the floor. Candy wandered off, and I placed the stone just in front of me, and I've made a couple of steps back, and must have been probably about feet away, 2 feet away, and it was nobody there because it's kind of early, and it was kind of raining, so there wasn't many people there at that time. We went during the week. Anyway, as she wandered off, she was over this way, so she was still in eyesight. Place this down on the high altar, which is this grass, which you should see it here, link in a minute here. And as I placed it on the grass, I just began to meditate, and then, no lie, I saw these crows start flying, circling, literally like this, up in the edge, circling. And then as I look to this crystal, which is placed in the ground, I see this beam of light shoot straight up into the sky. And the crows just circled and dived towards the crystal. And I have to say, I shit myself. And, there's a beautiful story which reminds me of this, and it's about my dad. My dad said he was doing a spell and he's trying to invoke an entity to appear next to him. And one thing he had with him was he had his slippers next to him while he was doing this invoking. And he said, as he done the invoking, he said that the slippers shot up in the air and landed flat down. And then he said he never ran out the house. He never goes outside the house with no shoes on. He ran outside the house and was like, "Oh my gosh!" He smudged the place, cleansed the place, and he goes that it wasn't good. So he had to just clear what he was doing. And he told me what he done was wrong. What he was doing was wrong. He missed something out in the process of doing it. So anyway, so with this, I did that. I had that there, and I saw the crows diving towards it. So I thought, no, this isn't right. So I broke the connection and I went and picked up the stone. The crows came down and flew away. And then I had Candy running over going, "What the hell are you doing? What you do? What have you done? What are you doing?" And I go, "Did you see that? Or was it just my imagination?" There's a man over this side. He even saw it. And I goes, "Nothing. I was just meditating it." Basically, what I wanted to do was charge the stone on high altar. Yeah. So it was on high altar. The energy of the high altar can cleanse and cleanse this stone. And these crows were coming. She was like, "Are you crazy? Did you see the crows? Look at the crows." And then, so no, long story short, I picked up the stone and I kept it with me since. And recently, when she's been ill, Candy's been ill, I had this stone talking to me, just pulsating with me and saying, pass this to her because she had COVID, and she pulled through. And when I've been ill as well, when I was in hospital, when I was internally bleeding, I had this stone with me, and it's really good, really powerful. So I would advise not just the stone itself or pink agate, which I do acknowledge and recommend 110%. But what I do recommend is when you get a calling from a stone, a crystal, do not walk away from it. If it's calling to you and it's like someone's pulling you back, buy it. Because it may not serve you now, but it's there to serve you in the future. It's there for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I can't emphasize that. And I've had so many stories talking to people where they've just gone and then they've regretted it because they've been away, not on holiday, but they've been like in another part of the country, and then they've come home and said, "I should have bought it." I knew one person who actually turned around and they could not see for about a week, and this stone was just calling to them. So he jumped in his car. First he phoned the shop because he was just delighted because he still got the stone, but he wasn't sure which one, and he went to make sure it was the right one. So he jumped in his car, drove for about 3 hours to the shop. Drove 3 hours to the shop to pick up this stone, to find the stone. And as he walked in the shop, he just made a beeline for the actual stall or the part of the shop where the stone was sitting, which was still there, and he bought it. And what happened after that, I can't remember what stone it was, but I know that he used it for protection. And he said he was in a lot of cleansing, and he felt there was this dark entity around him, and he was compelled or called to use that stone, which kept him safe. And he says he uses that when he does cleansing. So I can turn around and honestly say, you know what, don't let a stone let you go by, because you will regret it. And it is important. It is so important, because these are living energies and living beings, and I love them. So that's my story. I wanted to just say how important stones are. But I hope you're safe and you're looking after yourself. So stay blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.